I'm Derek Hill. I was diagnosed with adult ADHD in 2005 after I came back from doing the documentary.
Well, we're trying to figure out what's the right road to take from here. Well, we're always thinking about what will life be like here in a couple of years. 'Cause when the waters came on in,
There he is.
man, it changed everything in just that moment in time.
I've learned how to survive.
It all started when I quit my job after 17 years selling cameras, and I think I was fairly discontented, and one day I think I kind of snapped and I said something to one of the managers about something that he wanted me to do, and I kind of went into a dialogue about things I didn't like about it, and then the owner wanted me to quit after that. I decided that no, I wasn't going to go back to work. Then I saw Katrina, and it just sparked something in me, and I thought, well, I mean, here's my opportunity to do something, as a documentary. So I decided I was going to go down to New Orleans. So I didn't know exactly what would happen. I just had this sense that I wanted to do this and things would work out. Actually, I didn't even think about that. I just decided to do this. It was kind of an impulsive thing.
Hi, my name is Pete Quilley. I have attention surplus condition, more commonly known as attention deficit disorder. So I've been coaching adults with ADHD since 2003. Yeah, so there's three hallmarks of ADD: inattention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity. The idea of Derek quitting his job and say, hey, let's go down to Katrina, that's a very common thing. When we have a new idea, often we get very passionate about that idea, we just jump and follow in. And if we're on the right track, we can do really cool things. Impulsivity done right is creativity.
So I booked a flight. It was September 5th. I ended up in Houston, and I met this couple at the airport. They didn't have a car. They had just arrived in Houston, and they were trying to get back to a place called Denham Springs. So I offered to give them a ride to a hotel in Houston. I decided to videotape some people that were displaced because of the hurricane.
But I was hoping and praying for a miracle, because I don't know if I could have handled it a third time.
The biggest fear, we always thought that it would happen, but you just never think that it would happen in your lifetime. It was always talk. And to see that really come to light, it was a humbling feeling. New Orleans is somewhere where people, what they have is what they've always known.
And now we're here with this nice lady that gave us a house to live in, and she's very nice, and I really appreciate her to give us this house, with my kids and stuff like that. I lost everything. I don't have no clothes for my kids. I don't have any clothes. And this nice lady just came along and just took us in.
New Orleans is the type of city a lot of people don't leave New Orleans. People that are from there don't leave there. It's hard for them to just pick up and leave. To see them I know it's hard, and I think that's the biggest problem with having people leave, because they don't want to leave. That's all they've ever known, and they live and die in New Orleans.
I decided that I would try to get to New Orleans. So I went on my way to Denham Springs to try to look up this couple. I wasn't able to get the directions. So I thought, well, what's my next step? So then I decided, well, I'm going to go to the local fire department and get directions. The captain, Melvin Wheat, was going on these rescue operations, and Melvin was was the fellow in charge of all this. So I talked to him. I said, do you think I could come with you guys or something? And he seemed a bit hesitant. But then he said, yes, you can come along. And it was just amazing. I was so thrilled, and he kind of took me under his wing. And
from one street to the other, you turn around and come back and forth and zigzag, but you want to make sure you get to.
If you're a photographer, impulsivity, I've coached a few photographers with ADHD, and I would argue that there's probably a higher rate of them, because what do you do as a photographer? You hyperfocus and you impulsively scan your horizon like ADHDers do, and you see things that other people don't see because we don't filter so well. So you're probably going to get better shots, you're probably going to take more risks.
And around 10 o'clock at night, he said, well, it's a go tomorrow. They were actually going to go on rescue missions. So that was just incredible. What they were doing is unique, because they wouldn't just call out and ask us if anybody was there. They would actually go into houses and knock down the doors, because there were so many people who didn't want to leave. There he is.
I understand this is a rough neighborhood. I live back here. I said, well, if I'm gonna go, this is my safest chance right now. You want to pack a few things? You got that? This is it. You got everything you need, right? This is it.
So how are you feeling generally?
Oh, I feel good.
Yeah, you look pretty good.
Yeah, well, I've learned how to survive.
My name is Mohammed Abdel Fattah. I've been practicing psychiatry in Canada for many years. ADHD is not a psychiatric disorder. ADHD is a neurological disorder. We found between ADHD patients, about 47% of them, they have some sort of an anxiety-related problems.
I really didn't know why I had all this anxiety and depression. It's almost like people that use a Mac and then a circle of death comes up. You say, oh my God. That's the kind of, in a more exaggerated way, of course, that's the kind of feeling you would get when you have this anxiety. When I came to Vancouver, a psychiatrist said I basically had mild depression. And it took a long process for this, 30 years for me to get the proper diagnosis, to find the proper doctor, but I kept searching.
Well, we found somebody else here. He's reluctant to go. Hopefully he'll realize that he can't stay here. There's just nothing left, and he's just going to have to go and come back hopefully in a few months.
Well, why don't you let us help you? We're gonna help you.
What I'm do about my house? Yeah.
We'll help you lock it up.
Oh, well, what I gotta do? I gotta do more than lock it up. I got to pay my electric light bill.
Well, there ain't gonna be no electricity for about 6 months.
81-year-old man. He was a single amputee. He was wheelchair bound. He had numerous medications, plus he was insulin dependent. For the most part of his experience, he was trapped in his house with water chest deep. I was so inspired by him. It was just so emotionally touching that it was kind of hard to maintain the composure.
If we get someone not living up to their potential in life, not proper education, moving from one career to another, poor relationships, identity crisis, you have to put all of these together and think of ADHD.
So with ADHD adults and even with kids, comorbidity is the norm, and comorbidity as in there's more than one condition.
Well, I've always been hyperactive, and of course I had the problems with inattention in school, but I still have problems in a sense. I tend to do things too quickly, and I cut myself and I trip and I think it's because I'm not paying attention.
Well, could you tell us your name, please?
Yeah, my name's Derek and I'm from Vancouver.
Yeah?
You're doing a documentary about Katrina.
Yeah. And
caught up in the whole experience, didn't I?
90% of adults with ADD are undiagnosed and untreated. So if you are actually diagnosed as an adult with ADD, you're outside the norm.
There are online screening tests. They give certain score. If you are above this score, then go and see your doctor or go and see a psychiatrist to get diagnosed.
We ADDers often live in the now and the not now, so we're not really good at the future.
If you don't give up, if you keep seeking help and you keep seeking answers, then you will improve. A lot of doctors that specialize in ADHD, and you can't get the help if you just keep looking and find the correct treatment for yourself.
Some patients, they refuse the idea of having a neurological disorder. However, the majority of them, they feel relieved once they know that they have something. Oh, now I know why I've been living this life. To your surprise, if you give them the right medications, they will not see anybody after that.
And because I got treatment and I'm taking a proper medication, my life is so much better now. Focus has gone from a disaster to also inform and educate people about ADHD. I want to help spread the word about it, and that it can make a big difference in your life if it's properly treated.
When the wind stopped blowing.
Very special place. Like I said, I came here 30 years ago and haven't left yet.
Thought we'd made it through another one. When the wind stopped blowing.
Just rescued this girl, little dog here.
Thought
So
I'd be
happy.
home with the
Go get it.
rising sun.
Go get it.
But then the waters came on in.
Come on.
And it changed
Oh, she's
everything.
a happy dog.
In just that
Amazing experience here, and I'll never forget it.